I can't... There's no more damage nodes to take. Poison grenade to break armor? You think? I know he gets more damage when armor's broken, but... If you look at... The only other thing, it is a significant amount, you're right, it is a significant amount. Just trying to think, the only other thing I could have done is I could have loaded armor-piercing rounds to break the armor, right? How long does the armor stay broken for, though? Their armor's fully... If this brings the target's armor value to 0, their armor's fully broken for 12 seconds. It's clunky. Man, that is the other way, right? That's a spirit gem. That's a spirit gem. Gas grenade doesn't break armor. Poison one's fast. Just add corrosion support. Make it pop faster. Only if you use corrosion.
Gas grenade.
Breaks armor. Oh, okay. What else do you use with it? Expedite. %40 less detonation time. Okay. I like it. I like it. The breaking armor I haven't considered. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I am going to put that away. And I'm going to use my level 7 spirit gem to upgrade that. You were going to say at least this boss isn't like a certain boss. Viper, first Berserker Chasm. Viper had like 4 to 5 stages. He was tough. Yeah, I've heard first Berserker Kazan's pretty hard. To be honest, like I've played Elden Ring and stuff like that. Pure Souls-like games, while I have played Elden Ring and stuff, isn't my favorite. I prefer more like RPG stuff. So like I prefer to play things like Cyberpunk. Like I've been playing a game Atomfall on YouTube. I like the survival games like Sons of the Forest and stuff like that. So playing Once Human. So that's kind of the games I've been playing a lot recently. I tend to prefer more of the RPGs than the pure Souls-likes. You had to figure it out. You were struggling with the app boss. And do you know the frustrating thing? So I died because I forgot the mechanics. When the wind comes, I couldn't see the lady who creates the shield, right? So I died to it. It's my first death since playing. Purely because I didn't know where she was and the mechanics like behind that bit, and I'm like, my god, that's my first death, and it's like such a stupid one as well. But there you go, is what it is. We're not playing hardcore, so right, we got an armor evasion helm, so let's see what that looks like. That actually, where is he? He's here. Oh no, he's disappeared. Where did the hooded one go? He's fucked off. Okay. Let's have a look here. We got a unique out of it as well. Look at that shield! Holy crap! Fire res, cold res, lightning res, stun threshold, and thorns. Armor, energy shield, max life strength. Light radius is garbage. The Bloodthorn Wrapped Quarterstaff. Physical damage, strength, bleeding on hit, thorns. Right, let's get this put away. And the gear. And let's sell that.
Speak up. I will
Right, let's see if we can't get Katie actually in the game. So, you asked around, there's an in-game reason, the Atomfall. That's fair. Atomfall's cool. The drastic change between druids compared to BG3 was like... Yeah, I mean, they're like... So, I'm from the UK, so druids in the UK, that's not... Like, the way they play the druids in Atomfall is kind of in the UK, how we would call ancient druids, like those that built Stonehenge and stuff, so that kind of makes sense. So... Yeah, and they're very like anti-technology, which kind of makes sense for Atomfall. Right, so your error was unable to connect to patching server. Unable to connect to patching server. Have you actually installed the game, or is this trying to install the game? Downloaded and installed. You just can't get into it. Interesting. The person here, they couldn't log into the client directly, but they could log in through Steam. So there's a person here on Steam that says it turned out there was a firewall somewhere in their system blocking them, and when they actually went into it, there was a firewall in their ISP router that they've got that was blocking it. That's how they fixed it, was because they disabled that firewall in the router, but that's a risk in itself. There's not much on it. There's only I'm only seeing a couple of people with that issue. I mean, I've no idea. I don't have it on Steam. The one guy that I found on the Path of Exile forums, and I say I can't find many people with this issue, but there was a guy on the Path of Exile forums who couldn't do it through the launcher, but he could do it on Steam. But if you go and get it on Steam, you're going to have to pay $30 because you don't have a Steam key, right? So you'll have to pay the $30 to get it on Steam. The only upside to paying the $30 on Steam is you're not really so you are paying for the game, but you're going to get a bunch of in-game currency, and that in-game currency is what's going to buy you stash tabs. So unlike last Epoch, where you buy stash tabs for gold, in Path of Exile, the thing you have to spend real money on is stash tabs. Well, you're going to, by paying $30 for the game, you're going to get the in-game currency needed to buy stash tabs. So in reality, you're not paying for the game, you're paying for $30 of stash tabs, if that kind of makes sense. So even if you were to play the game free to play in the future, you'd still probably end up spending $30 on in-game currency for stash tabs. That's why you'll buy a Steam key. It's cheaper than paying full price. Yeah, I mean, if that works for you, all I can say is I can't guarantee that you getting it through Steam is going to work. The only thing I can say, when I googled it, there was a guy on the Path of Exile forums who couldn't log directly into the server through their client, but he could get in through Steam. Whether that'll work for you, I don't know. The only other thing I can see is the people that have the issue, it's somewhere in their connection to the servers, i.e. this guy had a firewall in his router, he disabled that. Not sure I would recommend doing that, to be honest. Some people have said try a VPN. There's not a lot of people with this issue, so it's not like there's threads and threads with people going, this is a problem. So it's difficult to help diagnose when not many people have had the problem. So if you're comfortable with taking the risk of getting it on Steam and hoping it will work, then that's an option, right? But I can't say that will fix the problem. It may not. You've probably got a better chance of it fixing it through Steam, and it's less risky than disabling firewalls and stuff like that. But, if you pay $30 on Steam, it doesn't work, the only thing you can do at that point is write a ticket to Path of Exile, right? But in theory, in terms of the connection, you should be going through Steam and then into the Path of Exile server. So, but of course, the other thing you've got though with Steam, in fact, the one thing you do have with Steam, if you bought it on Steam and you can't connect, you can refund it, right? Because you won't have played the game for like 2 hours or whatever the thing is where you can't refund, right? So, that's the one thing you got with Steam. You can buy it on Steam. If it doesn't work, you can just refund it. And Steam is real easy to refund, right? Real easy. Hope that helps, Katie. Sorry, I can't find any more about it. I tried, I'm afraid, but it's not there. There's just not that many people that have had the issue.
My worst fears have been realized. The beast is beyond our means now.
Go on then. I'd like to know who I'm working for.
You're right.
Oh, look at you.
I am a god. I am the thief of virtue. I am sin. And I have failed once again. It was I who created the beast. The seed of corruption that now threatens to grow anew. And it is my responsibility. As it is my creation that once again threatens all of Rexlambo, it is by my hand that it must be contained. All I can ask is that, knowing who I am, you still see the importance of our task. The beast has grown beyond our ability to contain it. We must search for something greater than we currently possess. Something that can drain its power and bring it back to a more manageable form. While I slumbered under the numbing effects of corruption, there was an empire that mastered the use of that deadly energy. We must go to the jungles of the long-ago Val. Their ruins may yet hold the secrets we need. That is where we must go, to the sunken city of Utsa. It is our only hope.
Sorry, mate. That went right over my head.
I love the Merc, man. He's just so chill. He's like, yeah, sorry, mate. That just went over my head. He's brilliant. I love the Merc, man. Okay, talk to Asala. Travel south to the Sandswept Marsh. The voice lines for the Merc are just my ultimate favourite. They're the best.
Yes?
Travel to the Sandswept Marsh.
Yes, we can take you. Until then.
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer contain it through mortal means. There was once an empire that embraced corruption. They studied it, mastered it, and became the greatest civilization the world has ever known. But it led to their destruction. Our allies will continue the pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search. We must go to the ruins of the Val Empire, in search of a weapon against the coming cataclysm.
Ta-da! Right.
Utsal is close. Be
Okay.
I will tell you.
Still don't have anything really good. Right.
Back to walking, I suppose. Not today! Oh, I'm getting swarmed under! Back to the grave!
And a dead end. Good start. Good start. I can't shoot into it. They have to come onto the land. I can't shoot them in the water. Man, I know we're in the swamp, but have we got any more mosquitoes? Antidote charge. Why can't I shoot him in the water?
Killing time.
Oh yeah, we got a point, man. We got a point. Right, more crossbow damage. Anything we can do to push our damage. Man, I'm so gutted, Absinthe, about the fighting the boss and not thinking about the breaking armor. I'm like, such an obvious thing, and I'm like, this didn't even click. Good. More bosses to use it on. Hopefully by then we'll be able to artillery blast them to pieces. It probably can't hurt still to break the armor, you're right. Few people here.
Undead Rex.
Ooh, an elite.
Take back. One down.
Okay.
Not today.
Stop shooting shit at me.
This'll get him.
They always remind me of Great Unclean Ones, those big fat rotting hulks. Okay, nice. Huh. Ooh, dead end. Dead end. Dead end, dead end.